Yeah, hi there. These comments are for AM. I'm just using your initials for privacy purposes, and I am Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And I want to give you some comments. And you know what, your question is relevant. You have two questions. One is about my course, the other is about reading and vocabulary. So I wanted to try to give you some good advice on this. So first of all, you say the 90-day TOEFL guide, I need to pay 3 times 38. Not exactly. What you can do right now is you just create a subscription over at my website. You just go to Better TOEFL Scores, you'll click on join, and you just make a payment of $38. Now what happens is PayPal will automatically bill you until you cancel the service. So what you want to do is, after you've used the service for 90 days, then you can cancel your subscription with PayPal. So the reason I do the subscription is you may decide that you only need my course for 60 days, or you might decide to use it longer than 90 days. In either case, you control how long you want to use a course and how much money you want to spend. And I kind of keep it inexpensive at the $38 a monthly tuition payment. Alright, so that's kind of how that works. Alright, let's go to your more important question here. You say, as you know, there are many people who say that films or newspapers can help to improve English. It's true. It is. But for me, each sentence of conversation in typical film has at least one unknown word which, it forces me to open my dictionary. Each film often leaves me at least 300 words unknown. I often have to work on a 90-minute film about 8 or 9 hours. Since I write each word's definition in my notebook, there is no problem for working hard, but my trouble is this process actually helps me. You know that the words vary from one film to another, and there's just a few words which repeat in each film. So what about the other words? I should affirm it's not possible to review my notebook since, for example, after 10 days I have around 3,000 words to review, and that increases twice over the next 20 days. Yes, I do have some recommendations. I think with the movies, stop writing down all the words you don't know. That's probably not going to be that helpful for you right now. Watch the movie, enjoy it, focus more on the main points. Try not to focus on the all of the detail points to that. So I'm going to say focus less on those unknown words that you see in each sentence and just try to get the main ideas. What happens is after you watch more movies, you understand a little bit more after each movie. So that would be my advice. Now, with newspapers, I'm going to recommend a similar strategy here, is try to read the newspaper article, focus more on the main points and not just those words that you're not sure about. Now, it's weird though. You say 3,000 words to review. You shouldn't have that many new words in those different newspapers or films. Now, there's some words that we call jargon that are specific to a discipline, but you don't need to know those words. Those words are not that important. You just need to work on your basic vocabulary right now. Now, I don't know how you came up with 3,000 words. Let me tell you a quick story. In my online course, I have 1,700 college level words, and I'm telling you, that's pretty much a good list for you right now. If you learn those words in the list, that's going to open up your reading, your listening. You will speak and write more proficiently. Many things will happen after learning those words. Now, how did I get my words? Okay, I went through about 30 different academic textbooks. I looked at physics, I looked at history, English, math, all the sciences. I looked at about 30 different disciplines, and I went through those textbooks and I started to write down some of those words that I thought were important for non-native speakers to know. And I started to alphabetize the words that I found. That means I started with A, B, C, and so on. Now, the words that were specific to the discipline, for example, something like photosynthesis, you would see this vocabulary word in a biology textbook. I didn't write down that word because that's a specific word for biology. That's not just a general word that you need to know. You will need to know the word if you take a biology class. Now for TOEFL, whenever you get a really specific word that's specific to a discipline, the TOEFL allows you to click on the word so you can see the meaning. So for the most part, I don't think you need to worry about those really specific words. But let's go back to my story going through the textbooks. After about 1,700 words, I noticed that the words I started to write down, they were simply the same word I'd already recorded into my Microsoft Word document. So it started to repeat over and over and over, and I found out that my list stopped expanding after about 1,700 words. That's pretty much it. So I figured I had my list. That's what I'm saying. If you learn the words in that my vocabulary part of my course, that's going to be plenty for you right now. So going back to your reading and watching movies, stop writing down all the words. That's probably going to be counterproductive for you, because if you think about it, when you're reading, the purpose of reading is to try to get used to concentrating in English, right? But if you keep writing down those words, that means you're stopping every time you see a word you don't know. Your reading speed is going to be terrible. It's going to go down to about 20 to 30 words a minute, and you're not going to remember anything. So it's going to be too difficult for your brain. So I know that you're probably going to join my course. So my recommendation, keep watching the movies, keep reading the newspapers, stop writing down the words, go into my vocabulary course. You can start learning the words on that list, but just keep working on the reading and the watching movies thing, studying my words, and pretty soon you'll start seeing my vocabulary words as you read and as you listen, and you will begin to expand your knowledge a little bit. Alright, so that would be my comments right now. Anyway, thank you very much for, I think, your important question here, and all the best to your high scoring TOEFL success.